Hi, I'm Jimster71 and in this video we're going to be having a look at a VR puzzle game, A Fisherman's Tale, to see if it's worthy of a spot in your collection, so don't go anywhere. A Fisherman's Tale is a story-based VR puzzle game, developed by Innerspace VR and published by Vertigo games. It's available for PSVR and PCVR headsets, with the PSVR version being the one we're looking at in this video. The game normally costs £11.99, $14.99 or €14.99, depending which store you go to, but it has been available in sales from time to time. You require move controllers for the game, and it can be played either seated or standing. In A Fisherman's Tale, you play as Bob, a fisherman puppet who lives in a detailed model of a lighthouse. Bob hears on the radio that a big storm is approaching and must make it to the top of the lighthouse to turn on the light. The game is played in first person and has you solving a number of puzzles to access the next section of the lighthouse. The main hook for the game is that your model of the lighthouse also contains a smaller model of the lighthouse, complete with a miniature Bob puppet. If that wasn't confusing enough, your model of the lighthouse is contained within a larger lighthouse with a larger Bob puppet. Any action you perform in the game is reflected simultaneously in both the smaller and larger versions of the lighthouse. For example, take the roof off your model of the lighthouse, and the roof above you will move in the same way. Placing a regular object from your lighthouse into the small model lighthouse will cause a large version of that object to be placed with you. Playing with the synchronized models and the different relative sizes of objects forms the basis for a lot of the puzzles in the game. It's a really clever mechanic that's a perfect fit for VR. There is a hint system in the game that prompts you with vague suggestions if you take too long over a particular puzzle, but it isn't too intrusive and can be turned off altogether if you don't want it. Navigation is via teleported movement and click turning. There's no smooth movement options in this game. The teleportation works perfectly fine in the context of the game, and I even think a smooth locomotion system probably wouldn't have worked so well. A smooth turning option would have been nice though. Due to the chosen locomotion system, you should be able to play through the majority of the game with no comfort concerns. Ironically, some of the story cutscenes contain smooth movement, which could potentially cause an issue for players who are more sensitive to motion sickness. There aren't too many though, and the movement is pretty slow, so most people should be fine with it. The production values for the game are pretty high. The cel-shaded style graphics look good and fit the storybook nature of the game. Sound is well used and helps create a good atmosphere. The story is narrated throughout, and the different characters you meet all have their own distinct personalities. Along with this, some lovely touches in the game, and generally good use of VR, elevate this above most other independent titles. This Fisherman's Tale isn't all plain sailing though, and there are a couple of negatives to consider. As beautifully crafted as the game is, it's very short. It took me less than 2 hours to play through the entire story, which I did in one sitting. Longevity beyond that is limited to picking up the rest of the trophies, which would probably only take an hour or so. There is a platinum trophy for the game though, which shouldn't be too difficult to get. I also had a couple of collision issues with objects I was carrying. Inside the lighthouse can be a little cramped, as you would expect, and I would sometimes catch an object against the scenery, causing me to drop it or get it stuck. I'd then have to try and free the item, or wait for the object to reset its position, before I could go and pick it up again. It was only a minor issue though, and didn't really affect my enjoyment of the game. Overall, if you're on the lookout for an interesting and well-crafted puzzle game, A Fisherman's Tale is definitely worth picking up. If the game length puts you off a little bit, I'd suggest keeping an eye on the sales, as it normally goes for around a third off of the retail price. The quality of the game alone justifies that price point. Let me know in the comments if you played the game and what you think of it. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, a dislike if you didn't, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I've been Jimster71, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.